This fight is so underrated. The more I think about it now, this fight is super underrated, how good this fight's gonna be. So I'm looking at these numbers like, dude, someone's not gonna make it out. Someone's gonna get knocked the hell out.
My name is Triple C. I am the greatest combat actor of all time.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to this episode of Tell the Tape. I'm your host, Henry Cejudo, aka Triple C. And on today's episode of Tell the Tape, I'm going to be breaking down, that's right, Geoff Neal versus Ian Garry. Guys, this, a lot of people are sleeping on this dude. After watching this dude and studying this dude, we're gonna see who is that's more likely gonna come on top at UFC 298. But this episode wouldn't be possible without our sponsor. That's right, I'm talking about Aptive. If you're a former wrestler, former fighter that doesn't like to take no for an answer, you're not done competing. Well, guess what? Aptive is for you. You want to be a part of a family? These guys will literally house you and teach you how to sell. Yes, you will be going door to door now, but guess what? You put your money where your mouth is. I know between 17, 18 kids out of high school that are foregoing college to live the American dream, making it between $500,000 to $1 million. So you guys make sure to go to summersales.org/Triple C because it is time to level up. Here we have it, to Tell the Tape. Geoff Neal versus Ian Garry, the undefeated Ian Garry. I tell you what, man, Ian Garry surprised me his last fight. I was just like, man, maybe I haven't given this dude that credit, but getting the chance to study this dude, he's gotten so much better. When you get a chance to beat a vet like Neil Magny. 15-5, but this guy has fought in a lot of great competition. I'm talking about Shafkov, talking about Bilal Muhammad. Here we are. 9 KOs, 4 by decision, 2 submissions. 2 Ian Garry's, 7 KOs, 5 decisions to 1 submission. Golly, look at this. Look at this from Ian Garry. You guys know he was that tall? Dude, that dude is freaking tall. That dude he's an inch shorter than John Jones, and particularly at this weight class, he might be the tallest fighter at 170 pounds. With the reach advantage going to Neal, age 33 to age 26. But without further ado, let's go more likely. I do believe more likely he's probably gonna be the favorite. But the UFC is probably giving him because they're probably thinking that maybe Ian Garry, maybe this is the best guy that Ian Garry could actually be in the top 10. But let me tell you, this dude is freaking dangerous. This guy has a win over a guy like Bilal Muhammad, a guy that could potentially become champion once he's given that damn opportunity. Number one is his stance. What I love about Neal is the fact that he's super composed. His hands are always up, and he's a tricky southpaw. His footwork. I mean, a lot of things that Bilal couldn't pop off on a guy like Neal is because of his damn movements and the simple fact that it's different. He's a southpaw. How many people are accustomed to that? And he counters very well. Dude, he's got a beautiful left hand. And if you're not careful, he will catch it. It's super short, but excels in those exchanges. And he's a pressure fighter. So is Ian Garry. He's a pressure fighter that loves to exchange. In other words, he has that gift of pressing, and then when you throw, he loves to be in that line of fire. It could help him, but it could also, with MMA and that 4-ounce glove, it could also hurt you too. And the biggest thing, the level of competition that this man has fought. And I just found out too that foughten isn't a word. So to all you YouTubers that love watching my channel, excuse the Francois. But either way, this guy has fought Shafkov. He's fought Bilal Muhammad. Just those 2 names alone lets you know that this dude's about it, and he's beaten 1 out of those 2 guys. Let's talk about his weaknesses. Sometimes relies a little too much on his hands, a little too much belief. You know what I'm saying? Will more likely struggle on the outside. Could Ian Garry play that distance game with him? I would love to see Neal maybe fake a little bit more, but because he's so accustomed to being inside that pocket, he struggles with people that are just a little more away. Will Ian Garry use that 6'3" height to eventually make something happen? And then the other thing too, guys, he did a really good job against defending Bilal Muhammad of bringing that pressure, but I go back to Shavkov. He stayed in that fight with a guy who loves to fight, even though this guy's got better hands. He ended up getting out-grappled to eventually the choke coming in. He don't care, dude. He's those fighters. Like, all right, man, I can take your punch. I can take your punch, but I'm gonna go ahead and maybe land mine. And it's that type of attitude that it's not the smartest, but he does have great hands, man. And I think if he can kind of capitalize on that movement a little bit more, moving the head to the outside, and particularly him already being a southpaw, makes it tricky for people already. But let's talk about Ian Machado Garry, his strengths. And there's one thing that he really brought out that last fight against Neil Magny, chopping the tree. I wish he would have probably finished Magny, but he stay on that damn leg. And that he did, but I thought he could have did a lot more. You know, his leg kicks. His striking combinations. You know, I hate to say it, but there's a lot of, it's almost like he picked up a little bit of that aura from McGregor. Obviously it's his own, but he will go in there and actually counter strike. You know, his striking combinations, and particularly he'll throw hands, kick, he'll kick, throw hands, has gotten a lot better. And he's been finishing people. I mean, other than the last fight, I mean, this dude has gotten better since the first time I saw him fight in Madison Square Garden, where he started to become the king of cringe. He's gone so much better. There's a belief in this dude that you can't take away from him. And obviously he has been trolled. Maybe that was the reason why, maybe that's the reason why he probably pulled out of the fight. But that could have also been the smartest thing he could have done. Why? It's because he probably had to let the circus take its place and then be like, all right, man, let me call out now Sean Strickland. Let me talk shit on him, especially after him losing. And that he did. So I feel like Ian Garry right now is becoming a persona, but he doesn't know it. But little by little, if he continues to keep winning, I can see him becoming a really good heel. Now let's talk about his damn weaknesses. Nobody knows his grappling. You know, there's people talking about that, you know, he can easily be taken down X, Y, and Z. I haven't seen it. Has anybody seen it? I haven't seen any chokes. I haven't seen any submission threats or takedown defense for that matter. I'm sure he could defend, but how good is it? And will Neal go in there and actually try to make him fight his B side? I don't see it. So I think he's okay. Stays in fight zone a little too much. I mean, this is the stuff that feeds into Neal's style. Neal loves to exchange, remember? He does a really good job at it. Hasn't fought the top contenders. I mean, how many names can you bring up with Ian Garry, the people who he's actually fought? Neil Magny. The reason why I know Neil Magny is because that was his last fight. Other than that, dude, I have no idea. Joe Blow, Joe Schmo, whoever the hell this dude fought, but nobody knows. Does he have hands? 100%. Could he strike? Could he put people out? 100%. Now you're going up against a vet. Now you're going up and trying to crack into that top 10 to eventually, you know, you starting getting closer to the dream that you have of becoming UFC champion. And I don't know Ian like that, but I wonder if he could be somebody like Paulo, somebody like myself, where we just laugh about what people say. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like hilarious. It's like, instead of them trolling you, you troll them. And it's a lot, it's so much more fun that way, but who knows? If you take this game too serious, this could also hurt you right here. You know why? Because that fucks with your mind. How strong are you, Ian Garry? That's the question that I have for you. But we will find out UFC 298. Yeah. Let's take it to the stats. Strikes landed per minute. Fuck, dude, this fight is so underrated. The more I think about it now, this fight is super underrated, how good this fight's gonna be. So I'm looking at these numbers like, dude, someone's not gonna make it out. Someone's gonna get knocked the hell out. Yeah. Strikes absorbed per minute. Remember, he likes to maybe take one to give to. That's where Neal's gonna have to be careful. Strike accuracy, damn. Woo! It seems like the board is just going on Ian Garry's side. Takedown accuracy. Okay, I see you. And then obviously takedown defense. Right here. I love it, yeah. Look at that, would you look at that? Wow, okay. I always like to do this stat because it just gives us an idea of where is it that numbers don't lie and where is it that things kind of take place and how is it that a fight take place. But if I had to choose somebody, who is it that I feel that's more likely to get the victory? Even though I will be honest with you guys, I'm cheering for Ian Garry. I really am, dude. I think him putting himself out there, doing all that, but I just don't feel like he's fought in that crazy competition. I don't feel like he's fought or beating a guy like Bilal Muhammad or has fought a guy like Shavkat, even though I think they're former training partners. I think he has an idea where he's at. But that being said, for that reason, guys, I like you, Ian, but if I had to put my money somewhere, this dude's underrated. You beat a guy like Bilal Muhammad in the fashion that he did it, those beautiful left hands, kicks to the head. He's diverse, and particularly the style that you do like it, and you're a heavy hitter, and he goes by a nickname, Hands of Steel. Whew, you better live it up. So for that reason, guys, I'm going Geoff Neal. Again, guys, thank you guys for watching this episode. I'm your host, Henry Cejudo, aka Triple C. You guys just watched an episode of Tell the Tape, where you guys know I told the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. But this episode wouldn't be possible without our sponsor. Yes, that's right, I'm talking about Aptive. If you're a former wrestler, former fighter that doesn't like to take no for an answer, well, Aptive is for you. Yes, you will be going door to door knocking, but guess what? These people will teach you how to sell. That's right, they will house you, they will prepare you so you can go out to war, because I know between 17, 18-year-old kids that are foregoing college and making anywhere between $500,000 to $1 million a year. That's right, I met them personally. So you guys make sure to go to summersales.org/CCC, because guess what, guys? It is time to level up. Till next time, I'm out.